Welcome back. Excuse me. Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. So, urgent message for all of you guys. Blackrock is buying hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin per day. And it's not just them. Fidelity is doing it too. All the big boys are doing it. So are you following along, or are you sitting on the sidelines watching it happen? So let's talk about what's going on with the Bitcoin ETFs, what's going on with Bitcoin overall, and what's going on with crypto overall. Let's do it. Welcome, 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 guys. Bitcoin looking strong as ever. Last night, covered about Bitcoin shooting above 43. We were about the same point, about 43.4 last night. We're still around that point. A lot of alts are going up, including Solana, now above 105, looking like it wants to shatter 110. And many others are moving upwards today. It's looking good. And Wall Street, the market, has just opened. And I think it's going to get better. You know why? Because these big boys just keep buying. They keep buying and buying and buying. Okay, that's exactly what's happening, right? Price goes up when there's more demand than supply. And that's exactly what's happening. When you have entities that are buying hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, that's what happens. So according to this is the latest numbers that showed what happened yesterday. This is a pretty clear picture of what's happening. Why did Bitcoin go up yesterday? Well, there was only about 192 million Bitcoin flowing outwards from Grayscale. Every day it seems to be diminishing now. So today it could be less than 150, it could be 120, maybe even less than 100 million outflowing from Grayscale. It's fantastic. But look at number 2, BlackRock, iShares Bitcoin Trust. They themselves added 198.4 million. That's in a single day. So everything that outflew from Grayscale, BlackRock ate it up. And what's more amazing is look at Fidelity. Fidelity even ate more up at 208 million. Just those two combined, around $400 million. And then you add in the others, right? That's a lot. That's a lot of Bitcoin being eaten up every single day now. So yesterday we had a net outflow of $255 million. Can't wait to see what it is today. Today we're probably going to see similar. If Grayscale drops by another 50 or 60, 70 million, and BlackRock and Fidelity and others are adding at the same pace, I mean, just do the math. These guys are soaking up so much Bitcoin every single day. It's exciting, but it's also scary. That's why I have this urgent message. Because if you don't have any and you've been waiting to stock up, you've been waiting for another dip, thinking that there's going to be some catastrophic drop, and you're just waiting on the sidelines, waiting, you know, you're losing out. There's never been a better chance to buy than now, right before the halving event, right? And these guys are not going to stop. These guys are not going to stop. And keep in mind, I'm just showing you ETFs here. What about all the other companies that are actually loading up physical, real Bitcoin into their balance sheet, into their treasury? We don't even know. How much more is MicroStrategy plan on buying? How much more is Michael Saylor buying for himself, right? This is all adding up. Supply shock. The reason why Bitcoin is the scarcest asset on the planet is because it has a set supply. There's nothing else that has a set supply deemed by code that can't be changed, right? That's why Bitcoin is still worth holding on to, worth accumulating, worth holding, worth DCAing, because we're still so early. We're still so early. Now, if Bitcoin is at like 500,000, then I would say we're probably not still so early, but we're not there yet, okay? We're barely in the 40s, but it's going to go a lot higher from here on out. And one of the reasons why is because the halving event. Halving event is within 75 days. That's only a little bit more than 2 months from here. And I think most of you guys know that the halving event is the most bullish catalyst for Bitcoin. There's nothing more bullish than the halving event. Past 3 cycles, this is the point when Bitcoin started going up, and this is the point this cycle that it'll start going up even more. You could argue that because of ETFs, right, and the supply shock it's causing, this year, we just don't know. We just don't know how bullish it's going to be, right? We can only make speculation about what it can be based on previous cycles like this. But man, who knows? Who knows? It could be even more bullish. This is looking at currently where we are. We're consolidating around this 61.8% Fibonacci level. It happened in previous cycles too. And what happened afterwards is when we started skyrocketing to the moon, right? Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it doesn't. You know, so we'll see what happens this time around. If we're repeating history, we should be getting back to that previous high of 69,000 in no time. Okay, right after having that. It could be right after or maybe a few months after, depending on how hot the market is. But it's going to happen. We're going to surpass our previous high. There's zero doubt in my mind that that's going to happen. It's just a matter of how fast it's going to happen. Are we going to see that by July of this year? I've said that too. I think it's not unreasonable. The way we're going right now, with the big boys buying hundreds of millions per day, and the halving event coming up, and everything else, I just mentioned about possible Fed rate cut in the U.S. happening as soon as March. Maybe if it's not March, it's pushed into May or June or July. You combine all those things together, there's no reason why we can't be at our previous high of 69,000 by mid this year. Yeah, that's right, mid this year, not even end of this year. And we could end the year at $100,000, guys. 6-figure Bitcoin. We have never, ever seen that before. But I truly believe we have a chance. We're only past the first month of the brand new year. And this is going to be a bullish year. So bullish, in my opinion. Can't wait. Can't wait. What else is going on? Well, if you're looking at supply, since I've been talking about supply shock, you look at supply of Bitcoin and Ethereum, both dropping like a rock on exchanges. Okay, even though Grayscale contributed a little bit, we saw a little bump because Grayscale started depositing to Coinbase to sell off. But those are temporary because they just deposited and then they sell off, right? But everyone else is eating it up. Okay, where's BlackRock getting all its Bitcoins? This net flow of 255 million, right? Where are they getting their Bitcoin from? They're all getting them from the same source. They're all getting them from Coinbase, right? So everything that Coinbase had from Grayscale is now flowing back into these guys. And when there's not enough, it just makes me wonder what's really going to happen. At some point, Coinbase just go say, we don't have enough to sell you guys. We need to retain some for the retail investors. They're FOMOing in. We don't have $500 billion worth of Bitcoin to sell you, right? Or 500 million every single day. That's when it's going to get really exciting. That's when we'll really see a supply shock and see things go up in a big way. It's going to happen. People think there's infinite amount of Bitcoin. Coinbase is not the Federal Reserve. Coinbase can't print more Bitcoin. Just because BlackRock and Fidelity are knocking on doors does not mean they could just press a few buttons and somehow mint more Bitcoins to give to them. It just doesn't work that way. They only have so much. What happens when Coinbase runs out and has no more to sell? That's when the price starts skyrocketing. That's when they're going to start charging a huge premium. And Bitcoin could be at 60,000, 70,000, and they're charging 80,000, 90,000 for the Bitcoin because they just don't have enough. We have seen it before in 2021 and previous cycles when Bitcoin on Coinbase were being sold thousands higher than everyone else because they just simply ran out. They just didn't have enough. And that's what's going to happen when these big boys approach them later on. Maybe this year, next year. I think that's going to happen. Something else that's really promising is stablecoins. Stablecoins have been going up in terms of the number and total dollar amount. And why do you think that is? Because the whales are loading up. Okay, just yesterday I covered about $1 billion worth of Tether being minted. There's billions of dollars of Tether being minted. It seems like all the time. It's because these big boys are converting their cash to Tether and it's sitting in their wallet and they're waiting to FOMO in, basically. Okay, there's nothing else they're doing with that dollar. They're waiting for the right opportunity to buy. And there's a lot. There's a lot of stable coins out there. Just Tether is at 96 billion. That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot. And USDC, even though it's smaller, but still 26 billion. I mean, just those two alone are 120 billion. Right? That could be put into the market. Got to grab some, guys, before it's too late. All right, what else is there? Elon's ex received money transmitter license in Nevada. We're seeing this like every month now. A new state is granting this license to X. So it's just a matter of time X comes out with their new crypto payment. Well, I shouldn't say crypto payment, just their new payment system that's supposed to compete with PayPal, the company that he founded. But what I'm really waiting for is the crypto aspect of it. I really hope there's a crypto, is SEP's crypto. There's a wallet aspect. You can send crypto, right? I really hope it's not just denominated in fiat only. It's funny, I just realized that Honk has an ad right on top there. Oh, I didn't know they were doing advertisements. But anyways, that's just kind of funny. I just noticed that on top. Yeah, but you know, if Elon does, right, most likely Doge is going to be part of it, right? Doge has to be part of it. Elon still says he supports Doge. He still holds some, so a lot of Dogecoin guys are waiting for something to happen because the team, there's really, I mean, there's a few volunteer devs, but there's really no official team for Doge. There's not anything being worked on. Everyone is just waiting for Elon to do something. And if he does something with X, it'll be huge. It'll be maybe the biggest use case in all of crypto. But we're still waiting, and maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But it could be very bullish. Dogecoin Network right now, according to this person, is seeing remarkable surge in growth. 1,100% new addresses. That's a big jump. Where is this coming from? What are people doing with their new addresses? Or maybe it's all from X. Yeah, I can't explain any reason why there would be, you know, such a surge in Doge addresses. There's nothing going on, right? But something's going on. Something's going on. Maybe it is all related to X. I guess we'll see. Mark Cuban really doesn't talk about Doge anymore, but someone asked him if the Mavs still accept Dogecoin, and the answer is yes. Okay, but I don't hear him talk about Doge at all anymore. I don't hear anyone saying, well, I bought my season tickets with Doge. But it's good to see that he still accepts. But in terms of Mark Cuban, what else is he into besides Doge? Well, he's into Polygon and Injective. I'm an investor in both. DYOR. Do your own research, right? Those are good plays. I'm surprised. I know Mark Cuban has been in Polygon for a while. He's probably a little disappointed like me in terms of how slow it has been in terms of growth. But Injective, I didn't know that. He must have FOMO'd into Injective recently. But you know what? Injective is great, right? They just recently announced their new, like, I forgot what they call it. They had a term to reduce their gas fees. It is so low that it's even below Solana. So this one doesn't show Solana, but Solana would be right between Avalanche and Injective. Okay, so looking good. And then also they have coin burning, right? It's through their auctions. This is part of Injective too. So they made things faster. They made the burn rate increase even more. And also they made staking. They actually staked a whole bunch from the team, I believe, or from the treasury or whatever pot they had. They staked a whole bunch of it. So soon, 50% of the entire supply will be staked. These are all positive, very positive things for Injective. And you know what? According to this, they're the fourth biggest in terms of derivative volume. A lot of people do like to throw their leverage at Injective. Well, this makes sense. If you want to make money, you throw it at the winners, right? You throw at the winners. And that's why Injective is up there. Polygon, I talked about Polygon. I don't know why my browser keeps refreshing every single article I have. It's kind of annoying. Good thing I have fast internet. Polygon acquired as many users as Ethereum in 2023. I showed this before, but just to tell you guys a little bit about Polygon. Yeah, they're still adding users, even though I say they're boring and it's slow. Almost like a new Cardano, but not really. I mean, they still have a ton of brands with their NFTs on board, right? They're upgrading to Pol 2 or Pol and Pol Token and Polygon 2. They're still pushing out the ZK chain to many other projects like Immutable, and they're working at getting that going, right? And their whole ecosystem is still growing. So I love to see, and Kulo's on Polygon. So I love to see them get more exciting. And I think they have a good chance because overall they're still one of the big L1s out there. Okay, there's still a lot of activity going on. There's still a lot of users on board, right? So they have a chance to really turn around like Injective and Solana and everyone else that had a great 2023. So don't give up on them. All right, that is it. Bitcoin is climbing up a little bit, 43.4. I haven't checked out CNBC for a while. Let's see what's going on. Today the market is about even, but let's see. Tesla has been taking an absolute beating recently. Let's check out Coinbase. Coinbase even today, a little bit in green. I'm surprised. I thought Coinbase would be up a lot more. Let's see. iBit, which is BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. So let's go back 5 days. Yeah, that's a pretty good climb right there within the last 5 days. How about from the beginning? Oh, it's still a little bit less than when they debuted. They dropped hard until the 22nd, and then since then they've been climbing upwards, right? It makes sense because we needed to wait over a week for Grayscale dumping to kind of level out. Now it's going up like a rocket ship. Okay, let's do Q&A. Look at Solana moving 10% at 105. Solana, and then recently Jupiter. I covered them a lot. They're getting all the momentum right now. Cardano isn't doing too bad today. Chainlink, and then Near Protocol, Celestia is hot. They just will not stop moving too. Stacks is hot, no question. Say is hot, up 14%. Render is doing really good too. A lot of L1's doing very well. A lot of Bitcoin-based stuff doing well. Helium is also part of Solana doing very well. I mean, there's just a lot of things doing well. Rob sent a super chat earlier about Doge. Doge's address is increasing because DRC20. So inscriptions came to Doge. Huh? That actually makes sense. I was wondering why Doge addresses. You know, why are they going up? Right? Where's the chart? I had it. Yeah, it makes sense. Inscriptions do bring a lot of activity. Someone with the name BDC sent a super chat. Hey George, which price can BDC and ETH reach this cycle in your opinion? At what level would you start selling? Probably above 100,000. I would say it's still safe to DCA regularly up until our previous high of 69,000 or 70,000. And then I think you could slow it down a little bit until 100,000 and then just start taking profits afterwards. I think that would be a good thing. If you're worried about, you're worried about the next crypto winter. But here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Even though that makes sense, it also depends on the timing. Because we have a full year after this year. This year is not supposed to be the most bullish year for Bitcoin. Okay? It's supposed to be next year. So even though we could have a tremendous, tremendous rise and pump this year, we still got next year. So if we end the year at 100,000, I think we got a long way to go in 2025, right? So taking profits is always a hard thing. I think as long as you have enough cash on the side, having a cash pile of 25, 30% on the side, you'll be okay. So while things are going up, take profits, replenish that cash pile, and just wait and see what happens. Max says, GBDC made a deal with Blackrock to dump their Bitcoin on exchange to manipulate price. Blackrock buys behind the scene, lower price confirmed. I don't think that's confirmed, but it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, but I don't think that's been confirmed. Otherwise, Grayscale will be in trouble. Lulian. Hey George, I currently hold 10,000 DOT. I'm ready to sell. I don't believe in DOT's future anymore. In your opinion, what's the coin that could do 10x by the middle of 2025? Well, if you've been watching me for some time, you'll know that I'm very bullish on Solana. So I like Solana way more than DOT. BBS has a lot of positive mojo. That's right. That is right. Who the heck is more light? The new guy BitBoy is fighting. He's the founder of Harry Potter Sonic Obama Inu. The meme coin. He's the co-founder of it. So he has a large community. And he came in last second, and I think it's going to be a pretty good fight. If you're using Chrome, turn off memory saver. No, I'm using Brave, but that sounds like what's happening. There's probably like some kind of memory saver in Brave too I got to turn off. Crypto Moose. Big fan. I want to degen into meme coins, but I don't know how. There are none on Coinbase. Could you walk me through it? Oh, there are memes on Coinbase. Bonk is on Coinbase. Doge and Sheep are on Coinbase. The other ones, you know what? You're going to have to learn on yourself. You have to learn how to use a wallet like MetaMask. It's the most popular one, or Phantom, or Nami, or any of the other ones. Okay, first of all, get one. It's in the Chrome store. It's in the App Store. You could go download it for free. learn how to transfer crypto into it, like Sol, like ETH, like AVAX. And if you have that done, then going on a DEX to trade is very simple. But most people just don't know how to download a wallet and use it. That sounds like that's your problem. So there's a million videos and articles in terms of how to do that and what to do. Why is ETH so weak in the last couple of weeks and last year? Do you think it could recover and retain its spot as number 2? Well, I already said this. I think Sol is going to flip ETH this year and become number 2. So many metrics already say that's going to happen. It may not happen this year. It may happen next year, but I think there's a really good shot. ETH is slow because all the new dApps are now, and memes, are now not ERC20 based, right? They're all going to other chains. You know, back in 2021 and back in 2017, when you were building a dApp, you had to build on Ethereum. Now you have so many choices, so many other choices. It shows the maturity of the space, maturity of the other chains. So, yeah. Does that mean it's going to die? No. Ethereum's, death is greatly exaggerated. It's going to be around for a while. There are still a lot of Ethereum guys. And there's hope because Ethereum also may get SPY ETFs. I don't think this year, but maybe next year. But yeah, I mean, that's why. They are going to open FTX. I heard that. At the very least, they should rename it so it shouldn't be called FTX anymore. Call it, I don't know, something else. But, the funny thing is, it seems like they recovered all the funds. I don't know how that's possible when SBF spent hundreds of millions buying mansions for himself, his parents, and they had wild parties and stuff. But somehow they seem like they recover everything so they can repay back everyone and reopen. That's kind of crazy. I think C, Su, and Pendo would be a good choice. I haven't done enough research on Pendo yet. But a lot of people have been asking me. And I believe it is doing well. It's up 22% today. But I haven't done enough research into it. Are they a layer 2 for Ethereum? Oh no, they're Arbitrum. Yeah, they're I don't know what you call it. A pool, DeFi pool for Arbitrum. I don't know how you categorize it. I'll do more research into them. But I will say C and Sui both look very promising, even though they're so young, right? But like Sui's TVL is growing like crazy, over 400 million. So that's a lot. I love Vivek's theory on the rigged Super Bowl. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. I guess we'll have to see. What happens when BlackRock deploys into Cardano? What do you mean deploys? I don't think they're deploying anything. And the market's doing well, as expected. Now, I think every time we have a market open, you're going to see Bitcoin start going up because of all the buying. Yeah, I just can't wait until one day, you know, BlackRock and Fidelity calls Coinbase like, hey, we need another 100 million or we need another 200 million. And Coinbase is like, I'm sorry, we just don't have another 200 million to sell you. And then what are they going to do? Where are they going to get the Bitcoin from, right? They could try to buy it from the miners, or they have to just buy a spot, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen when there's just not enough in the OTC market to sell to these guys. Would you get a Neuralink chip implanted in the future if it's deemed safe and you could do everything like 10 times better or 1,000 times better? So yes, I would. Lulian says, I made a mistake. I had to choose between Sol and DOT. Sol was under 10. I was afraid, and I thought Sol's prices are pumped. A lot of people did. A lot of people did. It's okay. The good thing is it's not too late because Sol's previous high was 250, and it's nowhere near that. In fact, almost everything is nowhere near their previous high, which is great, which is really good if you think about it, because that means you have plenty of time to accumulate. Any opinion on Hollow Ride's partnership with Audi and Porsche? I don't believe in any of those car partnerships. I've seen them being announced all the time over the years, and they never equate to anything. So, Multiverse X has one, VeChain has one. There's so many that have partnership with supposed car manufacturers, and they're all so ancient, and they're not doing anything with them. Yeah, ETH can get back to the previous high. It will. But how much more it could go above that, I don't know. I think it'd still go break through and form a new high. I just don't know how high this cycle. Veracity, just not a fan. Not a fan. Thoughts on McCann going electric? Overall, if you're not a car guy, you just want to go from point A to point B, right? Electric is fine. But if you're a car guy, you'll know electric is very boring. But here's the thing too. This freak Arctic winter storm that we had across the nation shows that there's weakness in EVs. A lot of cars couldn't charge. A lot of them took forever to charge. And then the range obviously drops significantly in freezing weather. You know, there are downsides to owning an EV car. And quite honestly, they're not that cheap to charge when you're on the go. They're cheap to charge at home, but when you're using supercharger stations or EV stations around the nation, they're not cheap at all. Sultano, member for 27 months. Wow, thank you. Hit the like. Kung Fu Crypto says BlackRock owns majority stock in several miners. That is a good point. That's a really good point. Thanks for bringing that up. BlackRock seems to own everything. They really do seem like they own everything. Everything that's related. Well, I was gonna say crypto related, but actually BlackRock just really owns everything. But they do own not majority stake, but minority stake in many miners. And even MicroStrategy. And Coinbase. Think about that. BlackRock is one of the biggest shareholders of MicroStrategy and Coinbase. I mean, they've been involved for a long time. Now they're just actively promoting it. But before, they've been buying up already. Who knows how much they have in their private wallet? They have private wallets. There's no doubt about it. Larry Fink himself may have $1 billion of Bitcoin. Thoughts on BSL, Hedera ecosystem? I don't know. I've never heard of BSL. Do you think OnlyFans will use Gala blockchain for media streaming? No, I don't. I don't think so. There's many. If they wanted to, there's so many that they could choose from. I don't know why they would use Gala, or they could also develop their own too. I mean, they're raking in so much money. Jose, you know I'm not a fan of Kadena, yet you're asking me if they could do a 10x? No, I'm going to say they go dump to 0. Why would you ask? Why would you ask that question? It's like asking, I don't know, asking your friend whether or not their most hated football team is going to score X amount. Of course, they're going to say no. Do you think there's a possibility that Myro is completely liquidated? Was there a rug pull all along? No, I don't think so. I don't think anything that gets above 200 million is a rug pull. It's just that maybe there's something else hotter that people started FOMOing into, right? I did notice Myro has been falling a lot. So now it's below 100 million. But then again, if you look at a lot of the other ones, they have fallen too. WIF did fall from 400 million, but they're at 300 million right now. And then what is the other one? Look at when fell 30% to 66 million, right? And I said, when just like looks, it was just not for me. Too many people got into this, but they fell. I think a lot of it, memes aren't doing that all that great right now. And Bonk, I don't think is doing great either. Bonk is at 700 million. They're not bad. But I think memes overall is taking a breather. So because Bitcoin's coming up, everything's coming up, it'll flow back in. I don't know. I don't know anything about Myro's team. I can't say for sure. Maybe they are rug pulling, but I don't think so. I think it's just a lot of people made a lot of money and they're moving their money to something else. Eye of the beholder. You could throw poo at the wall this run and get a 10x. That's true. I said that. I don't like it, but that's the reality. In a parabolic bull run, almost everything goes up, right? Especially the tail end. The tail end, the last 6 months of a bull run is when things go crazy. And the last month of a bull run is when you're making so much money per day, you don't even believe it. Like, you think this has to be fake. You had this feeling of being dirty based on how much money you're making. When you get that feeling, that's when you know you need to get out. Because it happens at the tail end of every cycle, and it's just nuts. It's nuts. I mean, here, case in point, right? Like, Sheep went from, let's look at a market cap perspective. They went from 2.7 billion to 41 billion, right? Within a month and a half. You know, so think about it. That's within a month. So every single day you're seeing like 10, 20% growth. So when we get to that point where every single day, and I'm showing you guys, you're up like 20%, 30%, that's when you need to like take profits because that happens every single cycle at the tail end. And it's almost every one. GeoJam. Jam. I'm not going to look at a sub 1 million project, man. Cypher. When got listed on KuCoin today? Probably a lot of selling. Hey, that makes sense. See, sometimes getting listed on an exchange is not good. I've warned a lot of meme companies before, projects. A lot of them just want, you know, they want the momentum. They think sexes will like get them up there. Sometimes it's not. It's like a Trojan horse. Sometimes when something gets listed, they get dumped because now people have an easier way to dump them. So it actually makes sense when took such a big dive because of KuCoin. I don't know why Myro's been getting weak though. Myro seemed like it was doing very, very, very well, holding very strong, but you know, I hope they come back up. Archie says throw dirt at me. I want to feel dirty. I mean, like it's a really weird way of describing it, but like there have been times where I'm like, this is just wrong. I feel so dirty. And you guys will feel it too. In 2024, 2025, there'll be periods when you feel like that. And it's a great feeling. What price do you think Jupiter will reach? I have no idea. I think they're going to debut somewhere between 300 and 500 million market cap. There's a lot of hype right now around Jupiter. Volume is higher than even Uniswap, right? Here's the good thing. They're only airdropping round 1. There's still round 2, 3, 4. So the more you use it now, the more tokens you'll get in those rounds. I don't know when they're going to happen though. But if you are trading within Solana's ecosystem, why would you not want to use Jupiter at this point? Do you think Gala will recover to at least 20 cents within a bull market? 20 cents? Yeah, less than a 10x? Yes. I think something like Gala, a mid caps, or yeah, at this point you could say, yeah, mid cap. 10x is pretty basic in a bull run. Can Byte be a big meme this cycle? I don't know. I'm not a Byte guy because Justin Sun is in it. Luna Classic is not dead. Okay. I'm looking to DCA into some alts. Is there anything coming up that might cause a big pullback? Your guess is as good as mine. Pullbacks happen anytime, man. You can't predict them. They happen every single cycle. Okay, so you just have to embrace it. That's really it. Like you just don't know when the next one is going to come. They come randomly, sometimes when the market is too heated, right? Was there any reason for any of these pullbacks? I don't know. Maybe not. The market was just heated, right? So, but just know that we just started this parabolic rise. No, we didn't start a parabolic rise yet. We're about to after the halving event. We're still just recovering upwards. And we just had another 20%. This one's outdated, but we just had another 20% after this. But every single cycle, you see, there's a lot of drops out of the blue. Even in 2021, look at that mid-cycle one. We had a 32% drop at one point. 32%? That's crazy. And then we just kept going even further, right? And back in 2017, forget about it. We had 40% drops while we're still rising. 40% drops. It's crazy. It's crazy. But it happens all the time. Market's looking strong. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. Tonight, we're back to 45,000. Where's the 45,000 mark? Yeah, I would not be surprised if we're back to 45 by the end of today when I stream tonight. We'll see. Might be a little too aggressive to think that, but I think, you know, with the grayscale selling slowing down and the big boys buying hundreds of millions per day now, we're going to start seeing that supply shock come into factor. What is DCA, dollar cost averaging? Jupiter's drop is 2024, 2025, 2026 to encourage users throughout the years. Great idea, actually. Yeah, if it does well, especially if the first round of airdrop ends up being huge, like enormously big, everyone is going to start using Jupiter. So it's actually a really brilliant plan to do airdrops like that. But it only works out during like bull markets. If you do it during like crypto winter, no one cares because they don't go anywhere. Alberto, glad to see you just finished your walk. I need to do more walks now that it's warming up again. Man, it's hot chat today. Hot chat. 43.5. Man, I had some leverage plays open last night, closed them out, want to be safe, made some money, but I haven't been seeing like, you know, like these crazy 300, 400% gain ones recently. But they may be coming. Maybe coming if I leave them up open. Kava, I appreciate that. Can Manta do a 10x for me? Manta actually been very hot. Manta Pacific. You know there's actually a Manta Atlantic too, but just no one cares about it. But yeah, Manta Pacific. They've been doing well. Look at this. 7 days up 55%. They're down a little bit today, but 7 days up 55%. That's amazing. It's actually quite amazing. They're layer 2. I mean, there's so many layer 2s out there, but in terms of TVL, I believe they're third biggest, right behind Optimism. And they use the Optimism code base, so they could be part of Optimism's vision of a super chain where all the L2s are connected. That's it. Why do I hate LimeWire? I don't hate it. I just don't think it's a good play. I don't like torrent stuff. All right. That is pretty much it, guys. Overall, you know what? Here's a warning. BlackRock is buying hundreds of millions. They have acquired 2.5 billion already within 12 days. Okay, and they're not going to stop. Neither is Fidelity or ARK or Bitwise or Invesco. Don't let these guys take away all the Bitcoins out there. Make sure you grab some for yourself. Okay, and grab a lot of crypto while you're at it. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, have a good